You guys, this is history. What you've done with the show.
You guys have built a platform that influences.
It's the world's most dangerous morning show.
Wake up, Breakfast Club.
DJ Envy.
Every play my record, I made it.
Jess Hilarious.
Jess With The Mess. She don't spare nobody.
Charlamagne the God.
What made you think the liking of controversial questions would take his part?
I like this show.
Thanks, Breakfast Club.
Good morning, USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
Charlamagne is running a little late, and it's Thursday. How you feeling, Jess?
I'm okay.
You all right?
Yep.
You look happy,
Right.
or is that one of them fake smiles? Like I just got to make myself look happy, but I'm really like miserable. I'm ready to get this baby up out of here.
Yeah, both.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
A little bit of
I
both.
am happy. I'm just like ready though.
You ready? Okay. Now I know you've been home, so I know you've been watching the Olympics.
Absolutely.
What did you watch yesterday? What was on yesterday?
I watched swimming yesterday. I watched the men's gymnastics and the basketball. And soccer.
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 Soccer. Now swimming, the young lady that won the gold for swimming, she got busy.
Yes. Her name's Chanel or Cadell or something like that. Dang, yeah. But yeah, she definitely got busy. That 1500
meter, yes.
Going back and forth 30 times, Envy.
That is
That's
ridiculous.
crazy.
That
I used
is
to do
ridiculous.
that. I used to do that all the time. I used to kill it too.
As we were saying.
Yeah.
As we were saying.
So she
She didn't just kill. She won an Olympic world record, and
Yes,
she did
she
her
did.
thing. She blew all the other women out.
everybody, and she led the whole time. You
Yep.
see, like she never got tired. I mean, she never fell behind. I'm not gonna say she never got tired,
Right.
Because that whole thing, swimming, you using every limb,
Every muscle, that's right.
Every muscle, everything.
And
But
we eat a lot.
She started off with a really, really good pace.
Yep.
Right. Like for the first 10 laps, and then her last 20, she went strong.
Yep.
Shorty is strong as hell.
She's strong as hell.
Yeah, that's how we used to do it.
Yo, shut up, man. You never did no damn swimming.
Yo,
do
you
it
are
just
too
like that.
short to be.
He's too short to be a swimmer. Yeah, he's way too short.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You ever seen you ever seen a tall fish?
No.
No.
Okay.
What is that? What does that mean? He's a philosopher this morning. Have you ever seen a tall fish?
Just ask the
They
question.
are human beings. Listen, if you stand next to one of them swimmers, them professional swimmers, you would feel like Nemo, like a little fish. They're all long as hell.
Yeah, they're all long. The men are
tall.
like 6'5" to 6'8".
Oh my God, yes.
Long wingspan. So
Yes.
All right, well, let's get the show cracking. Hill Harper will be joining us this morning. You know, actor
Nice.
Hill Harper. He's running for the Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate out in Michigan.
Hill was on what? CSI. He was on what was it? The Good Guy? I think it's called. I think it was called The Good Guy. I definitely know he was on CSI.
I've
But
seen
he's
him in a few films. Like, yeah, his TV catalog is cool.
absolutely. But he's running for Senate in Michigan.
Michigan, that's right. Yeah, so we're going to be kicking with him in a little bit, all right? Now let's get the show cracking. We got front page news when we come back. Morgan will be joining us. A lot to discuss. Donald Trump, he's crazy. He done lost his damn mind. We'll discuss in a second. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, y'all. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Yes, happy Thursday. So let's get into this front page news now. I hope we got time for this. Now, former President Donald Trump sat for a Q&A session with black journalists at the National Association of Black Journalists Convention in Chicago yesterday. And he had a heated exchange with ABC News congressional correspondent Rachel Scott, who asked Trump why voters should support the former president for a second term. He also tried to clear up what a black job is. Let's hear what those comments sound like from Trump at the NABJ convention.
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. A first question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network.
Why would you play the question?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define it?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
Give me a definition then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition.
Sir, I'm asking you a question,
No,
a
you have
very
to
direct
define
question.
it. Define it for me, if you would.
I just defined it exactly as a black job, sir.
A black job is anybody that has a job. That's what it is. Anybody that has a job.
All right.
I wish we'd have played the opening question.
Oh, my goodness.
That was the opening question is why, why should Black voters support the former president. Of course, he went on to call that introduction disgraceful and rude. Shortly thereafter, though, he criticized Vice President Kamala Harris, calling her the worst border czar in history of the world, and he also questioned her racial identity. Let's hear those comments.
I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
That man crazy.
He's not crazy. He's Donald Trump.
Yeah, he's crazy.
The fact Trump says anything that surprises y'all now is that surprises me. Personally, I was impressed. It's impressive to surpass whatever expectations people have of you, because folks knew it was going to be a lot. Folks knew they was going to be entertained by Donald Trump, and he over-exceeded expectations.
He did. First of all, I don't even know why he went, though. Like, why would he go?
Why not?
He knew he wasn't going to get the warm welcome that he thought he was going to get. He knew he wasn't going to get that.
Yeah, but if I'm Donald Trump and polls are saying that my numbers amongst black voters may be increasing, why not? Why not go?
So the group's decision to host the former president was followed by the resignation. As you said, Envy, it wasn't the most warm welcome. It was followed by the resignation of NABJ convention co-chair Karen Attia, and quite a few members of the organization slammed the decision to host the former president. However, NABJ president Ken Lemon backed the decision, saying they welcome the opportunity for members to ask the tough questions that will provide the truth Black Americans want and need to know. Meanwhile, the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, reacted to the former president's comments during yesterday's briefing. Let's hear more from Karine Jean-Pierre.
As a person of color, as a black woman who is in this position that is standing before you at this podium behind this lectern, what he just said, what you just read out to me, is repulsive, it's insulting. And we have to she is the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. We have to put some respect on her name. Period.
All right, Birdman. Listen,
all three of y'all.
Everybody's saying that NABJ shouldn't have had Trump there. They are bugging.
No, they should have had him, man.
Okay, journalists are supposed to be objective. I thought Rachel Scott did a fantastic job. She asked tough questions. Doesn't matter what his answers are. You know what I mean?
She asked the right questions.
As long as she asked the right questions. Right. If he wants to have a meltdown on stage, that's on him.
No, I agree with you.
I don't even think he was having a meltdown. That's just Trump.
No, that's him. That's him. But I don't think if Donald Trump should have did it. But I love the questions. I mean, they asked the right questions, and that was him to answer the way he wanted to answer. And we got Donald Trump. Donald Trump did Donald Trump.
Trump went up there and Trump
was trumping.
Mm-hmm.
Trump was trumping.
So in other news, President Biden will reportedly give a primetime address to kick off the Democratic National Convention. Reports say the president's speech will focus on passing the torch to Vice President Kamala Harris. The convention is set to begin August 19th in Chicago. A lot going on in Chicago this month. That's less than a month since Biden made the decision to drop out the 2024 presidential race to endorse Harris, rather. Democrats will begin the process of officially nominating the party's candidate for president with a virtual call today. This goes down today, so she could be the official nominee at the end of business. Standing on.
All right. Well, thank you, Morgan. I just got one question. When did we question if Kamala Harris was black enough? Well, I don't understand when that happened. I mean, she went to a HBCU. She's a member of AKAs. Like, when did we ever question the fact that she was black? I'm confused.
That's an oldie but goodie from Donald Trump, though. I mean, Donald Trump also said that Barack Obama wasn't born here. So I mean, that's one of his classic hits. Plus, that's a social media narrative, because her father is Jamaican, so they say she's not a black American woman.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that in the next hour. In fact, JD Vance has some interesting comments about her race as well.
All right, everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Ray! Yo, Charlamagne, Envy, what up? Are we live?
This is your time to get it off your chest.
I got an indoor pool, an outdoor pool.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
We can get on the phone right now. He'll tell you what it is. We live?
Hello, who's this?
Oh, that's Tony.
Hey, Tony, what's up? Get it off your chest,
Hey,
Tony.
All right, how y'all doing? Charlamagne, Envy, and Jeff.
Good morning.
But I was just listening to y'all with the interview with Trump and yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Man, to be honest, Kamala Harris, she already said that she wasn't black. It's all over everything. She didn't have interviews. Yeah. I understand, but she already said that she's not black. She identifies as an Indian. When she was running and she did all of that in California. Yes, she has.
No, she hasn't.
Yes, she has.
Listen, have you ever read her book?
No, I don't read. I won't. Say what now?
In her book, she specifically talks about how, her mom definitely instilled her Indian heritage in her, but also told her she was a black woman and raised her to be a proud black woman.
They have an interview. She has a verbal interview with a white woman, and she says that she is not black. She is Indian.
I never heard that in my life.
I never heard that either.
I've never heard that.
Oh, well, y'all might need to. I'm saying, like, when y'all say stuff, though, but look, listen, when y'all say stuff, y'all do your research.
Well, she was up here. She said she was a black woman.
Yeah,
she was up here when we spoke to her.
Yeah, because it's convenient for black votes right now. Yeah, of course.
No, she said this back in 2018 when we interviewed her. By the way, why would we not think she's black?
She went to HBCU. She's an AKA.
Okay, you can go to HBCUs and still not be black. I'm a Sigma. We have white Sigmas.
So listen, you don't think Jamaicans are black?
Hello? Do I not think Jamaicans are black? I'm saying she said she's identified as a black American. She's not a black American. That is what she said. At one point in time, she said she's not a black American, but now that she's running for president, now she's running from office, and now she's screaming she's black now.
You got to cite your sources. I've never heard her say she's not a black American.
Two things can be true at one time, so let's figure it out. And then when we can't find it, then you have to apologize.
And Jamaicans are black.
But ask him. That's what I'm saying. Tell him cite his sources. I've never heard her say she's not a black American.
Jamaicans are positively black. Hello, who's this?
Yo, what's good? It's Keith from Brooklyn, you heard? Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
What's up?
Peace,
I love you guys. Yo, all right, so I wanted to talk about that Donald Trump thing last night, man. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was entertained, man. I just like how he just come up in there like, yo, I want all the
smoke. I keep telling y'all, he
want all the smoke.
That's what he wins at. Just because people.
And by the way, with that black job, my bad, sorry to cut you off, Charlamagne. That whole black job thing that he was talking about, all he was saying, I've been to what he was saying, but all he was saying, oh, they're taking jobs that black people could have. That's all he was saying. And by the way, it wasn't even true because right here in New York City, they're not even allowed to work. Like that's the problem that's going on right now, is that we gotta feed and shelter these people, but they're not allowed to work.
Okay.
So that wasn't even true anyway. But what he was trying to say is that immigrants are trying to take like jobs that black people or white people could get. That's all he was saying.
Okay, thank you. Hello, who's this?
Hey, what's going on? This is Mack, man. I'm calling from Savannah, Georgia.
Mack, what up? Get it off your chest.
Hey, what's going on, boss? Hey, so I had a couple things real quick. Yesterday when you guys were talking about the lady that didn't want to date people that came from the same parent household or didn't come from a two-parent household, you guys never mentioned the fact, what if they're the same parents? What if it's two moms or two dads? Or two dads that identify as two moms or two moms that identify as two dads? Would she be willing to date somebody from that type of situation?
We didn't even think about that. That
we
never
just said two
popped in our
parents.
minds.
We didn't say man or woman, or we didn't say what they identify as.
I mean, honestly,
said two parents.
Yeah, me speaking personally, I never think about that. Never ever when I think about two-parent households. That's new.
That's 2020. Yeah, exactly. That just started happening. I'm sorry.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Everything with me is blessed.
Call up now. 800-585-1051.
Not just me. I'm what the culture feeling.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning, people. Be careful out there this heat today, everybody. Especially if you're in the New York tri-state area. We're going to go through it today. But to jump straight to it, I don't know if you remember, guys and girls. I'm the guy that told you to call before, and I said that the Black Democratic Caucus didn't support Obama on his first term. And I say that to say is that a lot of times these institutions that are supposed to have our best interests at heart kind of flow away from their mission statement. For those journalists not to want to interview him and hold his feet to the fire, yeah, of course you knew he was going to lie. You knew he wasn't going to answer the questions, but you still let the world see, or who the people that you represent or are supposed to bring the information to, see him for what he is. And for them to say, to be upset that you're going to interview him, I don't understand that. You're a journalist.
That's
you
right.
go ahead and you ask the important questions. That's what journalism is about. getting to the truth or exposing other things. Also, that same organization didn't allow Kamala Harris to interview virtually because of prior engagement and the statesman that died in Houston last week or 2 weeks ago.
Sheila
going
Johnson.
to her service. Sheila Johnson, right. So she couldn't make it in person.
Sheila Jackson, I'm sorry. Sheila Jackson Lee.
Yeah, okay. That she was going to her service, so she wouldn't be able to appear there in person, but they rejected her to appear virtually. So we got to start holding these organizations that supposedly have our best interests at foot as well. And one more thing, and I hate to give credit, but you got to give credit where it's due. There's a certain amount of respect that you got to say to give to Donald Trump to know that he was going to walk into the lion's den and be answered in a hostile, not a hostile, but an environment that was less ingratiating to him than his normal environments that he goes to go through. And he did it. A lot of people would have shied away from that. Now, that speaks to the narcissist in him, but there's a certain amount of respect that you got to get him from showing up at all.
I can see that. I also think that he knew that was going to be an opportunity to take away headlines from the vice president, because you got to think about, it was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life.
Right.
He owned the week. Soon as Joe Biden stepped down and, they put Kamala up, Kamala has dominated the news cycle. This is really the first time in about maybe a week and a half since the assassination attempt where Donald Trump is top of the ticket when it comes to the headlines.
Right.
So he knew that was a way to take away take a little, I'm not going to say energy because her campaign got a lot of energy, but just to get his name back in the mix.
Pop back in the headlines.
Yep.
Hello, who's this?
Yo.
Yo, get it off your chest.
Hey, yeah. That dude, I'm glad he just lost signal because he was throwing out some trash signals. My name is David Katash. I'm from 757, and I'm sick of this nonsense about Kamala Harris not being black enough. And then they drop in, she slept her way to the top. All that nonsense wasn't even out before. Now, they got a narrative they're trying to put out there, and whack dudes like the dude who was just on the phone, who, he uses Sprint Wireless or a frog or something like that. Throwing out these bad messages, man. It ain't true, man. I mean, I ain't a Kamala Harris like that, but hey, we got two choices. We got Trump and Kamala Harris, man. You gonna choose the evil or more evil? You know what I mean?
No, I don't feel like that this time around.
No, I mean,
I felt like with the last two choices, you might be choosing the lesser of two evils. I don't feel like that with this in this current situation. But I mean, she is half black, she's half Indian, and he did say something just now that's not all the way true. All of this stuff that they're saying about the vice president, they've been saying. Like when I was out there on the campaign trail with her in 2020, they were saying these same exact things. Mm-hmm. All of that. There's no new rhetoric.
No,
like none whatsoever. None.
Well, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. Now we got Jess with the Mess coming up. What are we talking about?
Yes, Vibes Cartel made his way home after being locked up. So.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get into that when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
All right. Be careful.
What is wrong with you, yo? You know what's funny? We'll play Glorilla or we'll play anything hard, and Charlamagne asks the toughest. He starts racking. Yeah, play with me. I go eat some jail food for you. I'm like,
I'm just quoting the rap lyrics.
Oh, wow.
It's not acting tough. I'm quoting the rap lyrics,
your
matching
father
her energy.
sir.
Yo, you still pregnant?
See, why is it so aggressive? Why
because
so
of
aggressive?
Glow. I need her to calm down sometimes because she be hitting niggas too hype about anything. Yes, I'm still pregnant. Yeah.
Oh, you said because of Glow.
Yes, when you listen to Glorilla, you get real hype.
Okay.
He's aggressive, right?
Everything hype.
Legs are spread open.
No, I mean you hype. You aggressive.
She do something to you when you listen to her.
It's Jess with the Mess.
You just get real.
He don't know what he's saying. Let's get to Jess with the Mess.
News is real. Whether it's Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mack.
On the Breakfast Club.
She's the coach of shit.
She was able to get y'all to see something and understand something that nobody could get you to see.
It's time to set it off.
Okay, so Vibes Cartel was released from prison. We got the report. Please play it.
International dancehall music star Vybz Kartel got the news he's been waiting for. The Jamaica Court of Appeal ordered him and his 3 co-defendants to be released immediately. Now, Adidja Palmer, better known as award-winning chart-topping entertainer Vybz Kartel, was at the height of his career in 2011 when he and 3 other men were arrested and charged in the murder of Clive Lizard Williams. Kartel maintained his innocence throughout and fought the conviction over many years and appeals. The court cited many factors in their very thorough explanation justifying the release, giving both sides, including Kartel's health condition, which the court acknowledged had worsened during his many years behind bars.
Yep. And people may have noticed that Vybz Kartel looks significantly different since videos of him are circulating since he's been released. In 2023, a sworn medical affidavit from Kartel's private doctor notified authorities that his Graves' disease, heart condition, and thyroid disease were getting worse, and that it could be fatal if he didn't receive treatment soon. His legal team said his neck was swollen. If you think of a shirt that is about 18.5 inches in the neck area, you couldn't close the collar on his neck. Because it was that swollen, and his face was actually swollen as well. So that's how bad it gotten. And he also wears glasses because of his condition, the thyroid condition. His eyes will protrude. His legal team spoke out about the severe conditions of his cell since 2011. They described his cell as like it was all brick, no air circulation, no water, and a bucket for a toilet. Throughout the years, Vybz Kartel has continued to claim his innocence and fought to have the conviction thrown out. So people all over the world are welcoming him home. I've been seeing a lot about him. People are so excited for his release, and we hope that he gets the treatment that he needs now that he's home.
Right. Yeah, I seen Drake post about it.
Going to survive, like I
seen Cardi B post about it. I seen a lot of artists post about it. So
that's bad. Like Graves' disease and all of that. Like, and then how they treat you in prison, like you don't. I mean, whatever your charge is, you get what I'm saying. Like
you're still a human. You're
saying you're still a human, right? Like, so then it's a lot of prisons around the world like that, like where they treat you. You know, they treat animals better than they treat human beings in some of these prisons. So crazy. Donald Trump shares his thoughts on pronouns. So Donald Trump did an interview with Fox News host Laura Ingraham, and during the conversation they discussed the fluidity in Kamala Harris' decision to share her preferred pronouns, which I don't know why she did that, but she shared them, and this is what they thought about it.
Kamala Harris in her Twitter bio, which I never noticed until this morning, states her pronouns as she/her. What are your pronouns?
I don't want pronouns. I don't want pronouns. I saw
so
that.
You're fluid? What is that?
Nobody even knows what that means. Ask her to describe exactly what that means.
Well, what is that? Why are people
Nobody
doing
knows.
That? Well, what is that?
Because they're going crazy, all right? We have to bring our country back to sanity.
We all had pronouns, though, even before, like, pronouns was a thing. We just didn't acknowledge that we had them. We just, he, she, I, you, okay, we, they, them, us. So, we've all...
Yeah, that's just proper English. That's just what that is.
I mean, that's what they're called, pronouns, personal pronouns.
Yeah, right, that's pronouns, but, like, it's not really a lot of things that I agree with Trump on, but that... Absolutely. Like you said, I don't want pronouns. Like, I'm a human being. Like, pronouns are used, like for sentences and words and things like that. Not to describe, like, people's identity. You know what I'm saying? Well, it technically, yeah, but, like, when you say, I identify as she and her, duh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's just like, duh. And then sometimes it's like, no, you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not as done nowadays because people identify as things.
I mean, well, Kamala Harris, duh. Like,
I mean, I guess.
You guess.
I mean, the reason I say I guess is because I can't assume what people identify as. Back in the day, I walk in the room and I'd be like, okay, there's a bunch of guys in this room. But no, a couple of those guys might identify as a woman.
That's
so
why
they
Trump
might want to be called a she.
That's exactly why Trump said we need to get this back. Because this nigga done fell into this. Oh, my God. You'll say to me, I guess Kamala is a she and a her.
Hey, man, listen.
I don't know.
I'm not going to assume anybody's gender. Okay? Whatever you want to be called, I'll call you it. All right?
Yeah, right. No. Yeah, right. Please stop playing with yourself.
But don't nobody ever want to identify as a hoe, though. Don't nobody want to ever...
Shut up, man. Shut up.
Yeah, and I want to go over the medal count for the Paris Olympics.
Okay.
2024. So we are leading Team USA. We got 30 medals. However, China is
That's
leading
a pronoun, by the way.
in gold. Go what? We.
Yeah.
Yeah. So USA, it's just the country I'm talking about.
Yeah. So we identify as gold medal leaders.
We not gold medal leaders.
We
not.
No.
Oh, okay.
So just that's what happened when you assume, and when you.
That's right.
When you want to play into this rhetoric.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the gold medal leaders. Yeah.
Yeah. So China, they are leading in gold, and that's how they rank it. We have the most overall, which is 30, but China been killing, yo. They've been killing ass.
So they are killing ass. Got you.
They are. Yep. All the men and women
are the leaders.
They are busting ass. Yes, they are.
Yep.
They busting
men
ass.
and
they
women.
are busting
ass. Got you.
Yeah. Just the men and women of China. Are killing, and that's how they got all them gold medals, and that's just with the medals.
There's lady boys over there too now. Don't act like this.
I don't know.
I don't have nothing.
So
to
what
do
do we
with
call
them.
them?
They not in the Olympics though.
I'm not playing this game with y'all this morning. All right. Thank you, Jess. Jess,
Ex-Kamala, what they call it.
Oh my goodness. When we come back, we got front page news. Morgan will be joining us, and then Hill Harper will be in the building. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake up. You're locked into the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now let's get back in some front page news. What's up, Morgan?
Let me tell y'all what's going on, okay? So Vice President candidate J.D. Vance is criticizing Vice President Kamala Harris for not being genuine. That's what he says. He made the comments during a rally in Arizona yesterday, calling her a phony who grew up in Canada. Let's hear more from
Canada.
Kamala Harris is a phony who caters to whatever audience is in front of her. He held the most successful convention in history. He even took a bullet for the country he loves, but he didn't miss a single day of work. Now, President Trump did all of that in 1 month. Just imagine what he can do with 4 more years. Well, in 96 days, my friends, we're going to take back our country and elect Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. And it's going to start right here in the great state of Arizona, right?
She lived in Canada for like 4 or 5 years. I think she was
during her
high
teen
school in
years.
Canada, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, she spent some time in Montreal, I believe. Vance also spoke about a clip of Harris in Georgia where he said she spoke with a fake Southern accent, saying that isn't how they talk in Vancouver or Quebec or wherever she came from. So he went on to talk about her border policies as he is set to visit the U.S.-Mexico border today. Now, meanwhile, also happening today, Vice President Harris is traveling to Houston for the funeral of Representative Sheila Jackson Lee. Harris will attend the service for her longtime friend and sorority sister. The two were both members of the country's first historically black sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha, and frequently worked together on shared legislative issues in Congress. Now, Jackson Lee passed away last month, at the age of 74 after battling cancer. Now, this marks Harris's third visit to Texas in the last month. Lee's body laid in state earlier this week, or last week, at the Houston City Hall, and President Biden also came to pay his respects last week. Yeah, so shout out to just Sheila Jackson Lee and the work that she did in her lifetime. I'm switching gears to USA, Team USA. So the USA men's basketball team is still undefeated as they rolled past South Sudan 103-86. In the second game of the group phase, Bam Adebayo led the Americans in scoring with 18 points. Kevin Durant chipped in with 14, and LeBron James recorded a dozen. The U.S. is now leading Group C with 4 points and will wrap up group phase of play against Puerto Rico on Saturday. Meanwhile, the women's team plays its second game today against Belgium. United States did come up short in its effort in men's gymnastics all-around final at the Paris Olympics. Paul Judah and Frederick Richard finished outside the top 10 of the competition. U.S. gymnast Frederick Richard said with hard work, more medals will be in his future. Let's hear from him.
There's still more to gain from this meet. You know, I can still do something that I've never done on the rings, and then something I've never done on the vault, and just get better. Eventually, it'll all come together. The medals will come. For now, I just got to try to get as good as I can every moment that I can.
Yeah, keep it up. And Simone Biles and Suni Lee will be competing in the women's all-around final today as well.
Yeah, the men they had a hard time though. Like everybody was like a little frazzled. You know, Japan, China. You seen the boy that bounced on his head like a baby because you know the floor is like a big ass trampoline. So it was a lot. You know, Frederick for USA. Everybody just seemed like a little tired. and like it's nervousness. It's coming down to the final, so I was like nervous for them, but they still did good though. Don't play with us.
Don't play with us.
Absolutely. And I was going to say, also what you mentioned off air, Katie Ledecky also brought home a gold medal as well for the women's swimming in the Paris Olympics yesterday. She in the 1500 meter freestyle, definitely with a record time of 15:30. So she earned her 8th career gold medal and 12th medal overall, both tying the women's record. Absolutely, yeah. We doing a daggone thing, like you said, Francis. They trying to close the gap, but we still still up.
And salute to all the athletes that doing the triathlon. Because there's no way I would get in that river, that water. Because I mean, the fact that they said the water was nasty for a couple of days and it wasn't safe, and now all of a sudden it's safe to jump in.
Yeah.
Nah, B, I'm good.
I don't even know what y'all did. Y'all could have did that fast.
Right. Yeah,
absolutely. But yeah, that's your front page news. Don't forget, we are your exclusive audio partner for the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. Stay looped in on everything right here on our free iHeart Radio app. That's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. You can follow me on social at Morgan Media, and be sure to check in with the Black Information Network at BINnews.com. Thank y'all.
All right.
Peace, Morgan.
Now, when we come back, actor Hill Harper will be joining us. He's running for U.S. Senate out in Michigan. We're going to talk to him next, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
We got the brother Hill Harper. Welcome back, brother.
Yeah, good to be here, man. This is very nice.
How you feeling? You got bigger things to be doing, man.
Yeah,
we
do.
For Senate in Michigan.
Run for U.S. Senate in Michigan. We got this primary August 6th, which is a huge deal. Man, it's about turnout. It's a huge challenge to get communities out because so many of our people don't even know what a primary is, right? People come up to me, man, I'm voting for you in November. I got you. I'm going to vote for you in Kamala in November. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm like, dog, if you don't vote for me August 6th, I won't be on the ballot in November.
Gotcha.
And in many ways, I blame the Democratic Party for that. They show up with tens of millions of dollars in October saying, save the country, come on, y'all, turn out. But they want to place their establishment candidates in the primary, so they want low turnout in the primary. So they're doing no GOTV work. So my campaign literally has to try to educate folks, this is why you need to vote. The primary is actually more important than the general. Because if you can't get the right candidates on the ballot in the general election, then you have a very limited choice, and therefore people keep saying, man, nothing changes.
Do you think that the Democratic Party wiped their ass with democracy by not having a primary to properly appoint a new top of the ticket for president?
I don't know about that. I don't know because the time is so tight. It's you're talking about less than 100 days. So, it's almost that thing. You kind of got to get in line and get organized. And, it's something I say all the time about many of us that are, more progressive. I say, man, we can agree on 9 things, disagree on 1. People are like, I can't work with them. And then, the other side, they can disagree on 9, agree on 1, and go storm the Capitol together. So I think that when you look at the reality of the situation and timing wise, you got to make a decision and go. Folks have to line up, get behind folks, and do that in that type of process.
They were asking for a primary last year. Yeah.
Listen, I think in hindsight, we can even go back. Everything is much clearer in hindsight, right? Ruth Bader Ginsburg should have stepped down, and made that decision. And certainly, I'm sure there would have been a process of President Biden being able to do it in a way that, he's getting celebrated and all this, and it didn't feel like it's. But at the end of the day, man, sometimes I just say, God is going to take care of things the way it's going to happen.
That's a fact.
And that's just it. So this process is playing out the way it should.
Absolutely.
Well, they also said it was a finance thing, right? Because Harris's name was on the ticket, it's easy to transfer the funds over too. So they said that was
we
part
talking
of it
about
as well.
last year, because I've been saying for the longest President Biden should step down.
Right.
Like I just didn't think he could win in November, and I thought that was a fair question to ask. Is the Biden-Harris ticket a winnable ticket in November? Right. So I've been asking that, and people were saying last year they should primary him because everybody saw the decline.
Right. It is definitely apparent. The question is, was that? And obviously, come on. We saw what we saw. You can't unsee what you saw.
That's right.
Right. My mother's 86 years old. God bless her. She lives with me in Detroit and me and my son. And she's not moving the way she used to move.
Right.
And that's not her fault. And she's one of the most brilliant people. First black female anesthesiologist, one of the first black female anesthesiologists in the country. But at the end of the day, time
can't beat Father Time.
That's right. Time is one. It's undefeated. defeated.
Now, there's a video of you 15 years ago predicting that Kamala Harris was going to be the president.
That's right.
What did you see in her 15 years ago that made you think that before people even knew who she was?
I think leadership, tenacity, you talk about someone with intelligence, someone who's work ethic, someone who very passionate about wanting to make the world better and figure out ways to do that. And so there was no, in my mind, when I went to Harvard Law School with Barack, you see things in people and you can see just who and how, what they're made of. There's a lot of things that I think that she's going to have to do to appeal, from a Michigan point of view, to clean up some of the problems with the Arab and Muslim community in Michigan, etc. But she can do that work. There's an opportunity here. She can do that work. She can, I believe, get that done.
I think her rhetoric around Israel and Gaza thus far has been stellar. I really do. Because
not going to the Netanyahu speech was definitely a step in the right direction. Absolutely. That was a step in the right direction, for sure.
Absolutely. But even even what she says, she's like, Israel does have the right to defend itself, but we still have to work towards a ceasefire. We need a ceasefire as well. Watching innocent people get killed. And to me, it's common sense rhetoric, but for whatever reason, people are afraid to say that.
I say it all the time. There's no good war and there's no bad peace. I mean, that's just the simple fact is we want to save lives. At the end of the day, humanity and human rights have to come first in every discussion. That's for everybody. And that's and the idea of, if you say, when I call for ceasefire, for instance, my social media got ratcheted down by 98%. And this is like last November when I called for it. I was one of the first U.S. Senate candidates in the country to call for it. And the idea that if you're calling for ceasefire, somehow that's pro-terrorism or anti-Israel or anti-human or this, it's not true. The thing is, I can't stand terrorists. Terrorists, that's violence and malevolent, and I can't stand hostages. That's violence and malevolence. But I also can't stand carpet bombing and ultimately covering places with indiscriminate bombing and killing women and children and the injury and death toll. And so it's heartbreaking. I was in a meeting last night in Dearborn, in Michigan, with a number of folks from the Palestinian community, and their hearts are ripped out because they're seeing their family members. And so, but at the same time, you have a whole set of folks who have, hostages have been taken and their hearts are broken. So there's so much pain and grief. But the idea is, how do we get to a place where we reduce the level of violence and the level of malevolent behavior? We can get there, but you don't get there through a bomb.
We got Governor Whitmer up here, and I'm going to ask you the same thing because, you're in Michigan. How much of an impact do you think that's going to have in November? Because when you see these hundreds of thousands of people who voted uncommitted, during primaries, it's like, how are you going to flip that switch in November to be like, you know what? We're going to show up now.
Well, this may sound self-serving, but I think if I can come through and win this primary, we, at the top of the ticket in Michigan, Harris and Harper ticket there, we're able to unify those communities. Because the one thing I'm proud about, among many things with our campaign, is we've been able to unify the black community in Michigan as well as the Arab and Muslim community. I have the endorsements from, most of the top leaders in Michigan that are from the Arab and Muslim community, as well as the Arab American Political Action Committee, the Arab and Muslim Political Action Committee, but also all the endorsements from the top black political leaders, which is oftentimes communities that haven't come together. And so we have to figure out a way to unify communities, because when you look back and you look at Dr. King and Jim Crow, you look at Nelson Mandela and apartheid, we're in these types of seminal moments, kairos moments that are inflection points, and this is one of them. And it's reflective of a culture of violence in general. There was two young people that were shot on the east side of Detroit just 2 weeks ago, 19 other people injured. And so violence is violence, no matter if it happens on the east side of Detroit or if it's happening in Gaza. Death is death wherever it's happening. And our eyeballs have to be about, how do we save humans? How do we create human rights? How do we create opportunity? That has to be our litmus test. It's not about trying to do political posturing.
Absolutely.
All right, we got more with Hill Harper when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Yep, we are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Hill Harper, DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. Now I have a question. A lot of people will say they know you as an actor and a lot of the stuff that you did, but what got you into politics? What made you say, you know what, I'm going to put this acting bag down, put it on hold for a little bit and make sure my community's straight?
You was getting a good acting bag. I mean, the Good Doctors.
Man, don't remind me.
You was getting a lot of good acting bags.
Please, don't. Please don't remind me. No. At the end of the day, when I got into acting, I wanted to be like actors that were activists. Harry Belafonte, Ozzie Davis. So I did the movie Get on the Bus with Ozzie. I got to sit next to him for, God rest his soul, people for weeks on end, and him just counseling me, talking about when Malcolm X would come to the house, and Dr. King, and what he would do, Gil Scott-Heron, all this, and wanted to have impact, in that kind of way that moves the meter. And it's clear that the days through that entertainment lens are gone. Mm-hmm. There is a level of collusion and corruption in our federal government, basically because of Citizens United. I mean, many people think that the reaction to the Obama presidency was the Tea Party. I think that's the beer. The true reaction to the Obama presidency was Citizens United in 2010, that said money is speech, called corporations people, and allowed unfettered dark money to reign into our political system and our electoral politics.
Break that down for politics for dummies now.
Okay, so check it out. So there was a court ruling that basically said no matter who you are, you could spend unlimited money to get somebody elected, and you don't even have to report who it is and how it is. That's called dark money. That's dark money.
So like a foreign country could be doing it
if they wash the money through the process. Yeah. Yes, they could. And so you don't know just for folks out there. Every time you see an ad that says paid for by Patriots for America or paid for by moving Michigan forward, or pay whatever, that is just think dark money.
But it seems like every party has been bought. It just seems like you can see where people, whether it's the gun lobbying or whatever it is, it seems like everybody's being bought. It seems like that's the thing in politics.
That's right. But money doesn't vote. People vote. And see, this is what the big challenge has been. How do you get people to understand they still have the power, even though they look and they're like, there's something. I was at the gas pump the other day. And so I drive a F-150. So it costs over $100 to fill it up. And so the dudes I'm pumping next to, he's like, man, this is so expensive. And I said, yeah, did you know that your tax dollars are giving big oil literal tax breaks? He's like, and the prices are going up? He said, yeah. And I said, did you know that virtually all Chevron, Exxon Mobil, all of them are posting over $100 billion in profits every quarter? He's like, well, how come my prices are like this? I'm saying because there's collusion, corporate collusion between your federal representatives and big oil. And so people are like, they know something's wrong. They know they're getting the short end of the stick. They just can't figure out why, because it's dark. It's dark money. And so if we don't get rid of Citizens United, our democracy is done.
So when they say 20 million, is that
20 million? 10 million in hard dollars, which would be they raise the money, they bundle it for you. They go out in $3,300 increments. That's the max you can give for the primary. So they'll go out and bundle the money through their network in $3,300 increments. That's 10 million in hard dollars. And then 10 million, what they call soft dollars. That's a nice way of saying dark money that we talked about already. And that's unlimited. So they find a big donor, couple big donors to stroke $1 million checks. And then you get 10 million in soft, 10 million in hard.
How much in your pocket?
There's none in the pocket. It's to win. Right, they're giving that money to
campaign
to win. This is all campaign dollars.
Gotcha.
Right, and so they think that everybody wants that badge on their lapel to be in Congress. That's why you're running for office, not to actually help people.
Gotcha.
Right, they think that you want power more because that's what they want, and that's what we're filled with. We're filled with a Congress of representatives that are more interested in power maintenance and helping people, and that's what we as people have to realize, and we have to start electing candidates that actually want to help people. And they're not interested in just power maintenance. That's because, look at both the Republican and Democratic Party are complicit in not wanting to get rid of Citizens United. Because if you really wanted to represent people first, you'd be wanting to get rid of it. You would not want to have it. And it's going to take a constitutional amendment to do it, or expanding the court to get a new court ruling to get rid of Citizens United.
That's my biggest issue with the Democratic Party always, is that they lack courage. I believe that they try a lot of political strategies, but courage isn't one of them. That's why it was, refreshing to see President Biden step down, whether they pushed him out, whatever it was just refreshing to see that. But all of these things that you're describing now, it takes courage to do. It takes courage to expand the Supreme Court. It takes courage to make these constitutional amendments. I don't know if they have it.
That's why we got to take it. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, my friend said to me the other day, Hill, man, you're trying to save the Democratic Party from itself. Because at the end of the day, you're right. It's losing its way, losing its soul, and we got to bring it back because if people are checking out. I mean, when you just start to see, and that's the challenge here, voter apathy. It's like that study, when the professor would shock the dog jumped, and they kept it on the same setting, and the next time it shocked it, the dog only jumped so high. Eventually, the dog stopped jumping. And that's what we've done to people in the electorate. People have seen so much corruption and they're seeing so much inaction that they've stopped voting and participating. And I'm trying to wake people up. It's like that scene out of School Days. Wake up! Trying to get people to say, we have an opportunity just in Michigan with my race. I'm running against someone who didn't co-sponsor the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, didn't co-sponsor Medicare for All, actually voted to not fund the State Department to study the Gaza Health Ministry's death and injury records. I mean, I don't even know how you make that vote. I mean, obviously I do. When you're getting funded from the other side, that's how you make that vote. But the point being, we have an opportunity here to grab a U.S. Senate seat. The U.S. Senate, 100 people in this country, control the distribution of $7.2 trillion. People don't realize that. People think, the president, the executive branch does not control the money, y'all. It's the United States Senate. And if you want your money to be used for overseas violence, or do you want it to be used for health care at home? Do you want your money to go to undergirding and giving tax breaks to big oil or big pharma, or do you want it to go to public education? That is directly who you put in the U.S. Senate.
That's right.
That's it. But if we check out, like I'm seeing so many folks, man, it doesn't matter. I ain't voting. I don't even know what a primary is. I can't do this. If we do that, we have lost. Don't be the dog that stops jumping. We have a chance. This is an open U.S. Senate seat now. I'm only running against one person. I need one more vote than one person. And an activist can grab a Senate seat. It's unprecedented, the opportunity we have. It's just hard to convince people to move.
I know you and President Obama are real close friends.
Yeah.
Have you asked him to endorse you yet?
Yeah. He said that he would not endorse. He thinks it's not right for a former president to endorse in an open in-party race, right? So there's a primary, an open primary. He's like, Hill, you win it. Obviously, I'll come in and endorse you against a Republican person. Now, at the end of the day, he's always done what is the right thing, because that's actually the proper thing to do, right? That's the right thing to do.
It's hard because nobody on the other side does.
Right. Nobody on the other side does it. Nobody on the other side. You're right.
Does the right thing.
And well, that's the thing.
And nobody on this side does the right thing. Too much.
Well, you think about this. There is that thing where you say they go low, we go high. The problem with that is you get your legs cut off.
That's the triangle offense in 2024. That won a lot of championships in the 90s. Okay, that ain't gonna win
That's good one. That's
ain't winning no championships now.
They're not.
All right, we got more with Hill Harper when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Hill Harper. Charlamagne?
Why aren't more people talking about the Supreme Court being an illegitimate institution? Why aren't more people just calling out the Supreme Court saying it's corrupt? Because my fear, and I've said this to every elected official that's come up here, let's just say the VP wins in November. Donald Trump challenges the results of the election.
That's right.
In light of all the recent rulings, the wild rulings the Supreme Court has done, from presidential immunity, accepting bribes,
that's right,
all of that, what makes us think they wouldn't overturn the results of an election? And then it would be a constitutional crisis. Why not declare a constitutional crisis now while you still got Democrats in office?
A couple of things have to happen. I think that there's no question we need reform. I wrote an op-ed about judicial reform. We need to expand the court. When the court was set at 9 justices, there were 38 million people in this country. Now we have 360 million plus tens of millions that aren't even counted in that number, right? So we need more people. They need to handle a bigger caseload. I want to see it expand to 15 justices, number one. Number two, I do believe that there should be a term limit in terms of how long you're on the Supreme Court. I believe you should still get a lifetime appointment to the federal bench, because we want to try to limit the corruption, and we don't want it to be like Congress where, the private entities like, hey, you're going to be out in 2 years, rule this way, and we're going to make you a partner and pay you millions of dollars. But you only serve on the Supreme Court for 18 years, and then you cycle off. And that way, if it's on a cycle, every president could appoint 2 justices, and then you don't have the gerrymandering of withholding appointments and all the stuff that we've seen happen. So the system has to change. The way the appointments has to change. We can fix it by systemically. It's just like anything else. What's that quote by the guy? I think it was John Clear or something like that. He says, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. We have broken systems now in government. Citizens United, we have a broken system of the Supreme Court and the way the appointments happen. We have broken systems that we have to fix for our democracy. And so if we don't fix the systems, you're right, you're going to continue to see these results. And there's no question it could play out the way you just said it.
Absolutely. I don't see why people don't think it will.
Yeah.
I mean, he challenged it in 2020, right?
That's right.
I just don't think, in light of everything that they've done recently, I don't see why they wouldn't overturn it this year.
If it's close. That's why it shouldn't and can't be close, and that's state by state, right? But there's no reason to think it won't be close.
Yeah. Biden won by 7 million in 2020.
Yeah, but that's the popular vote. So here's an interesting statistic about the Supreme Court. Only one of the Republican appointees has been appointed by a president that won the popular vote. only one.
Wow.
That's wild. So you're literally talking about a representation on the highest court appointed by individuals who won the presidency that did not win more individual votes by Americans.
Would that be Ketanji? Ketanji would be that one.
No. No, I'm saying Republican.
Republican,
Clarence
sorry.
Thomas.
Okay. Gotcha. If you lose, would you go back to acting?
Man, I've been working so hard, I haven't even thought about it.
Yeah.
Maybe, I've never been the type of person that's anything I do, I go all in and then, I don't do plan Bs. I've never imagined plan Bs.
Are they still reaching out to you? Agents still reaching out to you for parts and stuff like that?
I don't even know.
Yeah,
I don't even talk to them. Yeah. It's not even that, man. I really, and this may sound crazy to y'all, but like on a show like The Good Doctor, I was saving lives, in pretend. And I really feel in this role I can save lives for real. I'm been so all in on it and just working as hard as I can, meeting people. And because I truly still believe, and maybe it's a Pollyannish view, and maybe I'm totally delusional, I still believe you meet people where they are, you look them in the eye, they feel you. Ultimately, we can win. If you do the right thing, we can win. And that's why I tell my 8-year-old son. So if I'm telling my 8-year-old son that, I got to believe it. But he did say to me the other day, he said, "Daddy, are you going to win?" And I said, "If more people vote for me than the other person, I'll win." He said, "Well, but are you going to?" I said, "I don't know. But the only thing I control," I said, "I can't control the outcome, but I can control how hard I work."
That's right.
And so that's it. Just working as hard as I can and allowing people into the process. Senators get to hire 60 to 100 people. Think about this. No one even thinks about it. And I go everywhere. I ask, how many of y'all know you've had 2 senators your whole life? How many of y'all know 10 people that worked in those offices? No hands go. 5 people, no hands go. 3 people, no hands go. 2 people, 1 person. People don't even know it's the most powerful federal body in their life that should be giving them direct constituency services. But they never even met anybody they've been completely unrepresented. And that's what we have to change. We have to rethink what the Senate is. Senate has to be service. It can't be what it's been, which is basically bought politicians trying to figure out how to spend your money and distribute it in a way that's not in your best interest. Doesn't make sense.
I got one more question. What changes do the Democratic Party need to make now that they do have this new energy? We've seen like over the last week and a half, what Vice President Kamala Harris, the way she's energized the party, the way she seemed to have brought in the party together. But what changes do the Democratic Party need?
I think you said it originally. Courage. Courage is my favorite word in the English language, the etymology of the root of the word. If you speak French, you know it means heart. You got to get it back to the heart. You can see the fake. That's what crushed Hillary Clinton. I got invited over to her house one time in Washington. I walked in with my friend who had worked for them, and I met this woman with some jeans and a t-shirt, charming, smart, funny. And I literally was sitting there having a glass of wine, looking at her. It was just the 3 of us. And I was saying in my head,
where is she?
If this woman had run for president, she would have wiped the floor. But that pantsuit over fake version, the person I met in the living room was completely different. In the same thing they were doing with propping up President Biden. That's not in the best interest of people. Oh, it's very easy. Open up your heart. What's in the best interest of people? It's not about overcoaching somebody. It's not about trying to prop them up and figuring out the machinations of how do we win. It's about doing the right thing. And if the Democratic Party gets back to that core, then we'd win every election. Because how are you losing an argument to a populist on the other side? It just doesn't make sense. People are literally voting against their own self-interest because they feel more authenticity from the other side.
Simple as that. It's that simple. I say it all the time. Even with the vice president, that's what I've been happy to see a lot more over the last few months, but especially over the last couple of weeks. The person that we know, that we've had conversations with off the air, the heart that we see, we're starting to see that.
We are.
And if we see that over the next 100 days, it won't even be close.
I completely agree. And that's why I hope someone doesn't get in your ear and starts try to overcoach. And I don't think it'll happen. You know why? Because it's not like she's got it. Meaning, it's almost like once you're in the seat, you can relax.
Just be yourself.
So, yeah, she's not trying to outcompete somebody.
That's right.
And so it's not trying to figure out, well, what do I do to outcompete? It's just like, just be yourself because you already got it.
That's right.
You already got the experience. You already have the intelligence. You already have the infrastructure. Now just listen, you could be more bold, more full of heart, and bring that. It's beautiful. I think we're in a great inflection moment in this country. Right. And I'd love to be her partner in the Senate for sure.
Now, if people want to support you, how can they support you?
They go straight to hillharper.com. Your support means so much. We are 1 week away from August 6th, the election, and there's early voting happening right now. And basically anything that comes in now, what we do is put it right back out for voter education. We buy time on radio. We buy time on television and all of that just to let people know we win this thing if enough people actually go vote. No question. High turnout, we win. Low turnout, we lose. That's the real. And so we have to, as a campaign, so if you go to hillharper.com, $2 makes a difference, y'all. And that's real. It buys a yard sign. It does all this stuff that we can actually repurpose quickly. So thank you.
All right. Well, Hill Harper, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go out and vote August 6th in Michigan. And it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to Jess with the Mess.
News is real, whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mack.
On the Breakfast Club.
She's a culture shift.
She was able to get y'all to see something and understand something that nobody could get you to see.
It's time to set it off.
Yo, y'all like two children. It's so crazy. Like, what would he even say that for? You said that boy is gay. What?
What are you
He
talking
sleep.
about?
He's taking a nap. Charlamagne just called you gay because you was asleep taking a nap. Yo, y'all such children. Okay.
How did I reply?
First of all,
no, I'm not.
That was
no,
behind
I'm
the
not.
scenes. Okay. If I'm gay, what are you?
I said,
If I'm gay, what are you? Charlamagne said, straight. Anyway, so 50 Cent is the most recent cover story for The Hollywood Reporter. He posed for the cover with $3.5 million of his own money that he bought to the shoot. He said he was inspired by a shoot that Muhammad Ali did when he posed for the cover of Sports Illustrated back in 1964 with $1 million. So he kind of flexed on him a little bit, with 2.5 more million. Anyway, the story covered a bunch of things that was standout moments for me. The first one is why he never played Diddy close. Now, I've heard him joke about this over the years. Even one time he said at Breakfast Club, like, Diddy had offered to take him shopping or whatever like that. But I never really, heard him say it seriously. He said it a couple times, but 50 be playing a lot. But yeah, he actually stated that for the Hollywood Reporter, that he thought it was weird for a grown man to ask him, can he take him shopping? He also said that it made him uncomfortable, and he said that he would dodge calls from Diddy. This was earlier in his career, of course. And he said, I remember Diddy would call and my son's mom would answer, and I didn't want to get on the phone, no. And she was like, what the F? We need the money. And she's looking at me like, what? You don't want to talk to him? And so he also said J-Lo was the one who convinced Diddy to work with him earlier in his career. And I didn't know that 50 actually wrote for Diddy. Reading this article, it was, he wrote for him. He also said Diddy is a businessman and not a producer. He said, when people call him a producer, I see people that were taken advantage of, who produced things that he took from them. He got the credit. He's not a producer. He's been able to take advantage of the business and creatives in it. I don't have any interest in doing that. He also addressed criticism from the people who accused him for coming for Diddy when he's connected to Dr. Dre, who also has abusive accusations as well. He said, it's fine. They would feel whatever they feel because I don't know what is true or what's not true about that situation. And these things date back before I was even signed to Dr. Dre. We
asked 50 about, we asked Diddy about the whole taking 50 shopping thing. Remember that? When he was on Breakfast Club? And he was just like, he said, I thought he needed some clothes.
Oh my God, so he was saying he can't dress?
I don't know. That's what his answer was.
Or maybe he dressed like I want you to dress, nigga. All right, anyway. The other big thing for me was that he insinuated that Roc Nation tried to block him from performing at the Super Bowl. He said the reason he got to do it is because Eminem threatened to pull out of this performance if they didn't let him join. He said, that's how I ended up on the show, because he was not coming if I didn't do it. When that happens, you go, damn, so you just lost Eminem because you didn't bring 50? Damn, all right, bring 50 then. But if it was up to them, they would not have had me there. The full article goes into a bunch of other things, like his thoughts on the Grammys and Recording Academy, his studio in Shreveport, and his upcoming projects. Before moving on from this story, though, we want to send him love, as he shared that his grandfather passed away Tuesday night.
Yeah, condolences.
Absolutely. Sending fifth condolences, definitely. Sending him healing energy, the whole family.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And another story, social media reacts to Judge Joe Brown's hating ass. He sat and did an interview with The Art of Dialogue, and when they asked him his thoughts on Kamala Harris, he did not hold back. This is what he said.
How you feel about her?
She's a piece of shit.
Jesus.
I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline when she needed influence rather than researching. My thing about it is if I'm crude about it, in this city years ago, I used to represent a whole bunch of pimps and hoes, and I know a hoe when I see one. I don't care, women, you do what you want to do if you want to have recreational sex, but when you do the casting couch or anything else for professional purposes to get paid or advance, you a hoe. And she's an old hoe.
Jesus Christ.
I hate old miserable ass.
Jesus.
Like it's like, what? You could have told us you didn't like her without all the disrespect.
It be
like
your
that.
own people. Damn it.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
I will say though, I agree with everything that y'all just said, but I like to hear some of that old verbiage. Yeah, hiking up your hemline. I ain't never heard that one. Hiking up your hemline.
Yes,
I ain't never heard that one.
Sound like an old ass cowboy. You get on somebody's nerves.
Yeah, oh, Lord.
Anyway, a lot of people disagree with him. I mean, they slandered him online. I mean, I'm not really worried about that, but it's just like, yo,
certain things you don't
like
even
you said,
give
to be your own people. Like some things you just don't have to say. You could have said, yo, I don't feel no way about it. I don't like her.
I just
or
don't like
whatever.
her. We don't get along. She's not my cup of tea.
God.
But damn, to go that far, you're hiking up your hemline and laying on the couch.
Here's the thing, people be saying things that you can't even prove. Did you?
Right.
Did she sleep with you and you gave her some career
Absolutely
advancement?
not.
Like
That's
where's
what
this
he-
coming from? Like where
That's
is
what
it?
it sounds like. She didn't give him none.
Yeah. It's
Back
just like
in the day
certain
or
certain
whatever.
things you don't even give no energy, man.
And he
Hiking
old
up
and
your
retired.
hemline.
He got mad because he got fired from being a TV judge. It just is what it is. And he be getting drunk all day. Anyway. No, because I'm mad about that. Don't play with don't play with her like that.
You just threw a bunch of stuff on him.
Yes,
He an old alcoholic. He just be getting drunk all day. That's all he do.
He got fired. He ain't got nothing else to do. He hiking up his hemline. He looking for the hemlines to hike up.
Right, he a clown. All right. Anyway, Jonathan Majors reacts to Robert Downey Jr.'s return to Marvel. TMZ always catching up to Jonathan Majors. Yo, he always sound like he doing something, putting something in the trunk of the van or something, whatever. And of course, they took the opportunity to ask him about his thoughts on Marvel, bringing Robert Downey Jr. back to play a character of Doom. This is what he said.
I mean, are you hurt with the new direction that like Marvel is like going?
Yeah, heartbroken. I love him. I love Kang. I love Kang.
Do you feel like it's unfair that like you're not being given the same opportunities as them?
I think it's fair that Mr. Downey is being and has been greeted with patience and curiosity and love, and that Mr. Miller's gotten the same treatment, and that they're being allowed to work their art and be creative at that level. I didn't really get that.
Would you want your old role back, like your old job back as King the Conqueror?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What if he was like, bitch, what you think? Like, what? Yes.
Yeah, I'm shocked he didn't get a second chance either, especially when you see how, Marvel stood behind, Jeremy Renner. Jeremy Renner, who plays Hawkeye, he had a bunch of accusations and allegations and all kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'm shocked that they didn't give him a second chance. But I think they wanted to move away from the Kang storyline, period. I think if the Kang storyline was hitting a little bit harder and people was gravitating towards the Kang storyline more, or those movies that he was in had made more money, I think that they would have stuck around. But I think they wanted to move away from that whole King the Conqueror storyline anyway.
Right. Yeah, and that is Jess With The Mess.
All right. Thank you, Jess. Charlamagne, who are you giving your donkey to?
Man, we need Jesse Waters to come to the front of the congregation. Did you know why we gay? You know why we transitioning? I'm going to tell y'all. Jesse Waters talked to some scientists, and they had a theory. We're going to discuss.
All right. And then after that, Jess Fix My Mess. If you need relationship advice or any type of advice, you can get on the phone lines right now for Jess, 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
America has a problem.
The universal rate's been overturned.
They're taking black jobs.
The Supreme Court has issued a ruling on the extent of presidential immunity from criminal prosecution.
Shocking body camera video released today shows the deadly police shooting.
It feels like my country doesn't love me.
Charlamagne, now is not the time to sit this one out.
It's time to Don't Give the Day
America is a big reality TV show.
on The Breakfast Club.
The sweeter the truth.
Would you rather have the black president or the white president?
You have a problem figuring out when you're Premier Trump and you ain't black.
It's enough. America has a problem.
When did Trump say that? You rather had a white president or a black president? I ain't never heard that one.
Yeah, that was trending.
Lord have mercy. Donkey of the day for Thursday, August 1st goes to Fox News host Jesse Waters. Now, Jesse was on Fox News and he was discussing the White Dudes for Harris fundraising call, which attracted nearly 200,000 participants and raised almost $4 million for Vice President Kamala Harris's presidential bid. Now, there have been a lot of calls for the vice president raising money. 44,000 black women came together and raised $1.6 million. 53,000 black men came together and raised $1.3 million. 200,000 white women had a call and raised $2 million. But I guess that's expected, right? The vice president is half black, half Indian, women of color. So black women, black men, white women, I guess it's expected of them to show up. But when white men get together, Fox News is like, hold on now, this is getting serious. Let's find a way to shame these individuals. Let's find a way to target them, demonize them if we can, okay? They can't possibly be supporting Vice President Kamala Harris if they are of sound mind and good character, right? Huh? Now, I'm not going to lie. This is my favorite part of campaign season, okay? I like to see what each side is going to say about the other. Somebody like, former President Donald Trump makes it easy. He's giving people more than enough ammo. So much ammo that oftentimes I wish the media would stop talking about how terrible he is and focus on the good. The other side is done, okay? And the good the other side wants to do, but that's only on the left, all right? The right-wing media is going to attack the vice president. That's their job, okay? The right-wing media is also going to attack supporters of the vice president. That's their job. And that's exactly what Jesse Waters did. See, Jesse Waters has a problem with men who vote Democrat, and he has a problem with men who vote for women. Would you like to hear what he said? Let's go to Jesse Waters primetime for the report, please.
Now, I don't see why any man would vote Democrat. It's not the party of virtue, security. It's not the party of strength. It's definitely not the party of family. And to be a man and then vote for a woman just because she's a woman is either childish, that person has mommy issues, or they're just trying to be accepted by other women. And I heard the scientists say the other day that when a man votes for a woman, he actually transitions into a woman.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's what the science says.
That's science.
Now, see, this is why people call y'all weird.
What?
Okay. I don't think it's weird. I think it's hilarious. All right. Now, I do agree with Jesse. Men, we really do a lot of things to impress women. So when he says men may be voting for women to be accepted by other women, okay, that's not the only reason. But if it's one of the reasons and men have been doing things, if it's one of the reasons, that's fine, because men have been doing things to be accepted by women since the beginning of time. Okay. You think I wear cologne for the homies?
Yes.
You wish I was wearing Kamala for men right now so you can come sniff my nip.
What?
Jesse, I'm going to be honest with you. This little rant, it doesn't sound just sexist and misogynistic. It sounds kind of gay. All right, you upset that men may be doing things to please women? I'm not supporting Vice President Harris just because she's a woman or because of what, any woman thinks. I don't know anyone that is supporting her just because she's a woman or they care what women think. But the fact you believe that there's something wrong with men wanting to do things to impress women, gay, okay? If us voting for a woman is causing us to transition into women, what does it make a man who is so distraught about men voting for women and doing things to impress women? Okay, what you want them to do? Things to impress you, Jesse? Okay, Jesse said the only two reasons for a man to vote for a woman is either you have mommy issues or you just want to be accepted by women. This sounds like something a man that's never gotten any poom-poom in his life would say. Okay? Jesse, you also helped me figure out something about myself. Since about 2016, people have told me that I am transitioning. In full disclosure, I did vote for Hillary Clinton in 2016. Did you, Envy?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think that's a secret to anyone. She was here on the Breakfast Club a couple of times, and I'm sure that we said that. But I was wondering what was happening with me, and now I know. Okay? Call me Charlene the Goddess. All right? Because I voted for Hillary in 2016. Hell, the reason I voted for the Biden ticket in 2020 was because of now Vice President Kamala Harris. So I might need to start tucking. All right. Now, I did some research, and by research, I mean ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT how to know when you are transitioning gender, and it says gender dysphoria. Okay. That's when you just start to feel like you shouldn't be in your body. You have a social transition where you start using a new name, different pronouns. You start presenting yourself in ways that align more closely with your gender identity. People start seeking support from other LGBT communities. Yeah, there's a few things here, but there's nothing here about voting causing transitioning. Okay, that's the moral of the story. Also, who are these scientists you speak of, Jesse? Who are these scientists that told you that if you vote for a woman, you start transitioning into one? Was it Pinky or the brain? Okay, was it Professor John Frank, the mad scientist off The Simpsons, who told you that if you vote for a woman, then you transition into one? Huh? Listen, here's the moral of the story. I'm not telling you who to vote for. Make your own decisions. But I will tell you, don't vote for anyone just because of their identity. Okay, vote for people because of their policies. Vote for people because of their agenda. Vote for people because of what they have done and what they plan to do. I vote for issues, not individuals. And when I go to the ballot box in November, after I cast my vote, the only thing I will be identifying as is a voter. Please give Jesse Waters the biggest he hug. What's wrong, Ember? You over there pondering? You feeling like a little lady?
A little bit.
I've been wondering why you feeling like a little lady lately.
Yeah, makes sense now.
A little gender dysphoria going on.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah,
crazy.
You voted for Hillary, and
you don't feel like you belong in the skin you're in. Huh? Just asking questions here.
I did do Pilates last week.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Y'all are crazy. I don't have time for this.
Thank you for
What?
that.
I'm just talking about what Jesse said. I do want to talk to these scientists, though. Who are these scientists?
There ain't no damn scientists.
I'd love to have a conversation with them. Maybe he did talk to somebody.
They ain't talk to nobody.
Might be. I'm always down to hear both sides.
No. All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today. Up next, Jess Fix My Mess. 800-585-1051. If you're having relationship issues, problem in your relationship, your marriage, your life, call Jess right now and she'll help you out. 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
X about me.
Relationship problems?
X about me.
You need to beat your coworker's ass.
X about me.
Your coworker need to beat your ass? Call it up. It's Dr. Jess, and I'm here to fix your mess. It's getting very much messy. Let me fix it.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. It's Jess Fix My Mess time, and we got Dee Dee on the line. Dee Dee, what's your question for Jess?
Hey, Jess.
Hey, girl.
So I've been talking to a guy for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in September. We are not exclusive. I have talked about us, being exclusive and things like that because we only mess with each other. We do everything people in relationships do, but say that we're in a relationship. I feel like I'm wasting my time. I really feel like I'm wasting my time. I feel like he'll never give me the relationship that I want because he has personal issues with his mom. Him and his mom haven't been in a good place in years. He has 2 kids by 2 different women, and they're not in good places. And I just
during
feel like
the relationship with you?
Well, no. He had his
Before you. He had two kids with 2 different women. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have my own children, so we're not looking to have children. But I just feel like he won't ever be exclusive with me because of his issues, and I think I'm wasting my time.
Yeah, well, if you think it, you are. Trust me. Did you ever talk to him about it? Did you tell him that you eventually want to stop playing like you are, like pretending that you're in a relationship and really want to make it official?
Yeah.
You tell him
we
that
had this
quite frequently, huh?
conversation,
Yeah.
And he said, why do we need the title? Why do we need that? I keep my options open because when I go to his house and stuff, we cook dinner together and my phone is out. I don't hide my phone. And a couple of guys have called my phone in his presence, and even though I don't answer, he sees that it's guys, and he's like, you giving guys your number and we talking? And I'm like, but you're not giving me what I want. I eventually want a long-term, lifelong relationship, and that's not what you're obviously wanting. So, yeah, I'm keeping my options open.
And what's his response to that?
He felt some type of way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
but I feel like, why should I close myself off if you're not willing to be in an exclusive relationship with me?
Right, obviously, and y'all doing things like a couple. Y'all cooking together. I imagine y'all kids know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it's
how
been
we
2
met.
years.
Our son stayed for the same football team, so that's how we met.
Right, and then this has been 2 years. 2 years, it don't seem to different people. Time is different. Some people may say 2 years is not long, but it's too long to just be talking to somebody and y'all are not official. Especially if he expects exclusivity, like you can't even. He feels some type of way about you having other guys calling him. It's not like he has a lot of personal trauma that he needs to go to therapy for or work through or get together. It sounds like he's afraid of I don't know. I can't even say a commitment because he is committed. He just don't want the title. It just sounds like he has issues that he needs to work out in his own life, and it's not your fault. And I think that if you feel like you're wasting your time, sweetie, you are. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it get to 3 years. I mean, because then before you know it, it'll be 5 years, and you still just somebody that he talked to. You know what I mean? So I think you know what to do.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time. You can continue to be friends with him, encourage him to get the help that he needs. It sounds like he needs. But no, don't continue to stay there. Yeah, don't continue to stay there.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All righty, mama. Good luck.
I love y'all.
All right. Just fix my mess. 800-585-1051. Caller up right now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Baby, it's the real deal. Help me. Help me.
Oh my God.
I'm all up in your mess. I'ma fix it. Fix it. Fix it. Fix it. Just gonna fix your mess, cause my advice is real.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're in the middle of Just Fix My Mess. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is me.
And what's your question for Jess?
Hey, girl.
Good morning, first of all. But Jess, my question is, I've been with my baby daddy almost 9 years. He does not know how to drive at all. At this point, like, I'm kind of over it. I'm fed up with it. I feel like he can't help me with the kids like how he should be as a father because he can't drive. I feel like jobs I've had to get in the past years wasn't jobs I wanted because I had to make sure he had a way to and from work. We've had many conversations over the years about him driving, going to driving school, me helping him how to drive, and it never goes anywhere. So I did recently break up with him, but I feel like everybody's like looking at me like I'm the bad guy for doing so. So I just kind of wanted your advice. Do you feel like I had a valid reason to break up with him, or you feel like I should have stayed and worked it out?
Hell yeah, you had a valid reason, girl. That's the problem. Like we don't wait for other people to validate how you feel, or don't worry about what other people is thinking about. Like, go off of how you feel. You just basically told me that you take care of your kids and their father. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what you were doing. You're not his mom. You're his children's mom. And is there anything like medically wrong with him where he cannot drive?
No.
Okay.
It's just he's never learned. He's blaming on his parents for not teaching him, and then he just never learned.
Okay. How old is he?
32. I'm 29.
Oh wow. So yeah, no, it's definitely, you're definitely doing the right thing. You recently broke up with him. It is what it is. What is he saying? How did he react when you broke up with him? Did he say, "I am gonna try," or because sometimes people need to be broke up with to like the fire under the ass to do whatever you need done in a relationship. Because you was taking care of him. That's not what you're supposed to do. You had to make sure he had a way to work and back and all that. Not saying that falls under gender roles in a relationship. Like, all right, it's cool to help you out. Okay, cool. But he don't even have a license. He's not trying to get one. And he seems like he's comfortable in that. I don't need to drive because I never learned. You're 32. Grow up.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
I was telling him, like, I was embarrassed because we have 2 kids together. And I'm like, you don't know how embarrassed I felt and shameful that we had to wait on my mom to, like, pick us up from the hospital after I had the kids. Like, that should make you feel less than a man.
Yeah, no. Work on yourself. You need to work on himself over there. And so, he get it together. Because he's a father. Like, what are you talking about? You don't drive because you don't know how. You're a father. Like, no. So when he picked the kids up, like, he walk?
No, I do everything. Like, I pick them up, take them to daycare, school, doctor's appointments.
No. No, stay where you at. You made the right decision. Don't worry about what nobody else think, because nobody else is in your situation. So you're good.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
No problem, boo.
Alrighty. Just fix my mess. 800-585-1051. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now we got to salute to Hill Harper for joining us today.
Salute to Hill Harper, man. He is running for Senate in Michigan. When is the primary? August 6th, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is?
August 6th.
August 6th, yep.
Yes, the primary is August 6th, man. So Michigan, that's who you supporting. That's when the primary is, August 6th.
That's right. So make sure you get out there and vote Michigan. All right. When we come back, we got the positive note and more.
Hold on. I want to say something too. I want to tell everybody, man. Everybody in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, August 10th, next Saturday, I'm doing my 9th annual back to school drive and fish fry. All right, so we're gonna have all your backpacks, all your school supplies, free haircuts. We're gonna have the jump castles out there. We're gonna have food trucks out there, face painting, a whole bunch of local vendors from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Berkeley High School student parking lot in Moncks Corner, South Carolina. Okay, so yes, next Saturday, at the Berkeley High School student parking lot, my 9th annual back to school drive and fish fry. So yes, all the fish is free, all the food is free, and we'll have backpacks and school supplies and all of that good stuff. August 10th. Okay, so next Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Berkeley High School student parking lot. All right, see y'all there.
All right, when we come back, we got the positive note and more. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. All right, it's time to get up out of here. Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
Yes, I do have a positive note, and it's really just simple, man. It's how I live my life. If you care about what other people think, you will always be their prisoner. Did you hear me? I said if you care about what other people think, you will always be their prisoner. Have a blessed day.
Breakfast Club, bitches! Y'all finished or y'all done?